Single? I guess no successful man wanted damaged goods.
Sandra forces a smile, gripping her small gift bag so tightly her knuckles turn white. Then the grand ballroom doors swing open. Every head turns. A tall man in a tailored black suit steps inside, followed by security. He scans the crowded room. Walks past billionaires, celebrities, and executives. And stops directly in front of Evelyn. With a warm smile, he says, "I've searched for you for 7 years. Today, I finally get to thank the woman who saved my life." The ballroom falls completely silent. Years earlier, Sandra was raised by her loving grandmother after losing her parents in a car accident. Although life was difficult, Sandra became a compassionate architect who believed kindness mattered more than money. She met Derek while they were both starting their careers. They fell in love, married, and dreamed of building a simple but happy life together. Everything changed after Derek received a major promotion. Success made him hungry for more wealth and influence. He became embarrassed by Sandra's simple lifestyle. Soon, he secretly began dating the glamorous daughter of one of the city's wealthiest businessmen. When Sandra discovered the affair, Derek didn't apologize. Instead, he coldly said, "You're too ordinary for the future I deserve." Their marriage ended, leaving Sandra heartbroken but determined to rebuild her life with dignity. Back in the ballroom, the mysterious guest introduces himself as Daniel Hart, founder of Hart Global Industries and one of America's youngest self-made billionaires. Daniel tells everyone that 7 years earlier he was involved in a terrible car accident during a heavy rainstorm. Most people drove past. Only one stranger stopped. Sandra. She called emergency services, stayed beside him, comforted him, and refused to leave until help arrived. When the ambulance came, she quietly disappeared without giving her name. Daniel spent years trying to identify the woman who saved him. Tonight, after finally finding her, he publicly thanks her before everyone. The guests who laughed moments earlier suddenly feel ashamed. Daniel reveals that while searching for Sandra, he learned much more about her life. She quietly paid school fees for struggling children. She volunteered at homeless shelters. She designed community projects for free. She donated anonymously whenever she could. Daniel also discovered something shocking. His investigators uncovered financial records proving Derek secretly transferred money from their joint savings before filing for divorce. He manipulated documents so Sandra received almost nothing. He even lied to his wealthy fiancée about how the marriage ended. Sandra never exposed him. She simply walked away with grace. The ballroom grows silent. Everyone begins questioning Derek's. Daniel calmly asks the hotel's staff to display evidence on the ballroom's large presentation screen. Emails. Bank records. Messages confirming Derek's affair started months before the divorce. The evidence is undeniable. Derek desperately tries to explain. Each excuse only makes him appear more dishonest. His fiancée realizes she has been deceived. Without saying a word, she removes her engagement ring and places it in Derek's hand. Her parents quietly leave the ballroom. One by one, Derek's business associates also walk away. The celebration he planned becomes the most embarrassing night of his life. Instead of celebrating Derek's downfall, Daniel turns his attention back to Sandra. He says, "If you hadn't stopped that night, none of this would exist." He explains that after surviving the accident, he built his company with a promise to help others. Every hospital donation. Every scholarship. Every employee who found a career through his company. All of it was possible because Sandra chose kindness over convenience. Daniel offers Sandra an opportunity, not romance, but purpose. He invites her to become the lead architect for a nationwide project building community centers, affordable housing, and schools for struggling families. Sandra accepts because it aligns with the values she has always lived by. 6 months later, the first community center opens. Families gather to celebrate. Children laugh and play in a building Sandra designed. Her grandmother proudly watches from the front row. Working together has brought Sandra and Daniel closer. Their friendship naturally grows into love, built on mutual respect, trust, and shared compassion. Meanwhile, Derek's career has fallen apart. His reputation is damaged. Many of the people who once admired him have moved on. He visits the community center hoping to apologize. Sandra listens quietly before saying, "I forgave you a long time ago. But forgiveness doesn't mean returning to the life that hurt me." Derek leaves understanding that he didn't lose Sandra because she wasn't enough. He lost her because he failed to recognize her worth. The story ends with Daniel and Sandra standing together outside the completed community center as children play nearby. Sandra smiles. For the first time in years, she realizes that the greatest rewards in life don't come from revenge. They come from staying true to your values, even when no one is watching. Sometimes the world overlooks the quietest acts of kindness. But sooner or later, character speaks louder than status, and integrity outlasts ambition. In the end, Sandra's compassion changed more lives than she ever imagined, and opened the door to a future she never expected. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment where you are watching from and subscribe.